Welcome to Neptune Terminals, shipping Canada's products since 1970. At Neptune Terminals, safety is first. PPE is mandatory on this site. Expect the unexpected. Gear up for safety. Alert today and alive tomorrow. Avoid distractions and stay focused. Zero in on zero accidents. At Neptune Terminals, security level is MARSEC Security Level 1. You are required to scan your port pass at the turnstile gates to enter the site. Ensure to wear your port pass easily visible on the outside of your clothing. After entering the building, go down the hall to the stores department to gear up for your job. Neptune will supply you with high visibility coveralls, safety glasses, gloves, earplugs, and a dust mask. You must supply your own personal PPE, which includes CA-approved ankle-height steel-toed work boots with traction soles, a respirator and hard hat. Although not mandatory, it is highly recommended that you have your own rain gear. The first aid room is located right next to the stores department. If you need to get a hold of the first aid attendant, you can reach them on radio channel number 2. Always report any injuries to your supervisor and the first aid attendant. Take a left at the first door and go to the main longshore lunchroom. In the hallway outside the lunchroom is the Safety Information Center. Pick up the Neptune Site Handbook, which contains valuable information about working at Neptune Terminals. If you need information on hazardous materials on the site, go to the stores department and locate the WMIS binder, which contains vital content information and how to work with all the controlled products used at Neptune every day. Be dressed and ready to start your job. Tradespeople, go to your appropriate shop. And laborers, sit and wait for your foreman in the lunchroom. Neptune supplies coffee, tea, and the use of a fridge and microwave. Note, hard hats and soiled gloves are not allowed on the lunchroom tables. Absolutely no drugs or intoxicating substances are allowed at Neptune Terminals. Employees found to be in possession or under the influence of drugs or alcohol will be immediately discharged from the site and subject to further disciplinary action. Rules of conduct are in place for the safety and well-being of all employees. Violating these rules, including horseplay and harassment, may result in corrective action in the form of verbal warnings, suspensions, discharge, and finally, deregistration from the industry. Smoking is only allowed in the designated smoking areas. Absolutely no smoking is allowed in any operator's cabs or on any machinery. Please show consideration for your fellow co-workers. In the case of an emergency, there are 4 muster stations on the site. Take the time to familiarize yourself with their locations on the maps posted around Neptune. If an emergency does arise, go to the closest muster station and scan your port pass. Stay there until you are told you can leave by a supervisor. If a portable radio is required for your job, the stores department will supply you with one. Neptune has many radio channels. If you don't know which channel you should be on, ask your foreman before you go out to the job, and then do a radio check call to ensure you are on the correct channel. When walking around the site, always use the marked out walkways alongside the roadways. Also, do not walk close to the railway tracks, as trains can be nearly silent when they move. Neptune uses many large machines on the site. Take special care walking around them. Always make eye contact with the machine operator before crossing in front or behind any machines. Neptune has many conveyor systems that start at any time without warning. Never lean on or get onto any conveyor unless you have personally locked it out. Severe injury, even death, could occur if you are in the wrong place at the wrong time. All the conveyors at Neptune have an emergency stop rope cord strung along both sides of the belts. Note, the rope cord is not to be used as a lockout method. If locking out a piece of equipment is necessary, your foreman will assist you with the Neptune lockout procedure. Neptune is a very rail-intensive site. No one is allowed to cross over a rail car except a switch person using the 3-step procedure. Never cross underneath any rail cars. Workers caught doing so will be disciplined. Always look both ways before crossing any rail track. Avoid stepping on the wood ties or on the steel rails. When wanting to cross over the rail cars, always use the overpasses located around the site. Never walk directly under a gangway or any suspended load. The storage department will supply you with a life jacket or a fall arrest harness if either are necessary for your job. If working near the dock's edge, a life jacket must be worn. In an emergency, you will also find life rings with a rope attached at various locations along the dock face. If you need to reach the Coast Guard, phone star 16. For first aid, radio channel 2. If using a man lift, a fall arrest harness must be worn by the operator and every other worker in the basket. When working in unfamiliar areas on the site, always take the time to read any danger signs. It may save your life. Only authorized and qualified employees with a valid driver's license may operate equipment and vehicles at Neptune. When driving any vehicles or machinery, the maximum speed limit is 30 kilometers unless otherwise posted. No cell phone use or texting is allowed while driving any vehicles on the site. All the roadways can be very narrow and congested. There is now a traffic light set up at the north end of the outside ring road. All vehicles must stop on the designated sensor spots and wait for a green light to proceed. Also, when going through the tunnel, always beep your horn as another safety measure. Never stop or park a vehicle near or on any railway tracks. Also, avoid parking on the pedestrian walkways. The coal and potash quadrant ship loaders can move without warning. Never park a vehicle in the path of the counterweights. Severe injury to you or damage to the vehicle or ship loader could occur. The Berth 3 ship loader is gantry style, meaning it travels on rail tracks along the dock face. Never park a vehicle on the ship loader's tracks as it could move without warning. When washing with a high pressure hose, treat them with respect. Never throw the hose down onto any hard surface. The plastic nozzle may break and cause the hose to thrash around dangerously, causing a possible injury to you or your coworkers. Before turning on any hose, be sure the locking clips are fastened properly at both ends of the hose and that the nozzle is in the off position. Always turn on the water valve slowly in case the hose is damaged or the nozzle is faulty. Always turn off and drain the hoses when finished washing. Put them away or string them alongside the conveyor or walkway. Never leave a tripping hazard. If you find one, solve the problem or report it to your foreman. When climbing on or off machinery, ladders, stairways, and or slippery walkways, always use the 3-point contact procedure. Neptune Terminals wants you to have a safe day every day.